On October the 3rd, 1986, at the Paris Autumn Arts Festival, a Chinese ethnic minority choir performed traditional folk songs from their own culture to an international audience. The music professionals present at the concert were surprised to find that this multi-part choir could sing in perfect harmony without instrumental accompaniment or a conductor. To their greater surprise, they were told that the singers came from an ethnic group with a population of only a few million. But the songs and their singing traditions have been passed on for more than 1,000 years. Is it possible that this kind of multi-part choir already existed in China centuries ago? Where do these people live? How did they create such natural and harmonious melodies? The curious audience found their answers in the introduction to the performance. What they heard was called the grand songs of the Dong people. What sounds from nature are these people imitating? How can 1,000 of them sing together without accompaniment or conducting? What wonders are there yet to be discovered about the grand songs? We met a Dong choir when collecting folk songs in the southern part of Hunan province. The singers told us that the grand songs they performed had already been artistically refined and were very different from the original ones. The Dong people are distributed over a vast region at the junction of 3 provinces, Guizhou, Hunan and Guangxi. Where can we find the most authentic of the grand songs? To find out more, we travelled to Guiyang, the capital city of Guizhou province, where we talked to a Dong scholar. Mr. Zhang Zhongshao is an expert on Dong music. He's been studying it for decades.
它最大特点就是全民族歌唱，所以现在我们学术界啊和外边一般的讲，侗族它是一个音乐的民族。它还不光是简单的讲某某地方是歌的海洋，还不光是那个含义，它比歌的海洋还厉害。音乐的民族，你这个音乐和。
Mr. Zhang is also a Dong native and is well versed in his cultural traditions and its grand songs. At his suggestion, we set off for southern Guizhou in search of the traditional Dong grand songs. As we entered southeast Guizhou, we saw multi-storied wooden towers and wooden bridges with long corridors. These are the embodiment of Dong architectural art. The locals call them the drum towers and the flower bridges, which, along with the grand songs, are known as the 3 treasures of the Dong people. Since the Dong language has no writing system, it's impossible for us to trace back to the origins of the 3 treasures. But, according to folklore, they existed centuries ago. Although they manifest themselves in different forms, the Dong architectural art and music have a lot in common. For example, the drum towers and flower bridges are well-designed wooden constructions held together only by tenons and mortises, without the use of a single nail. Likewise, as many as 1,000 Dong singers can sing together in perfect harmony without accompaniment or a conductor. More surprisingly, the intricate drum towers and flower bridges are built without blueprints, and the measurement is done with a simple bamboo stick. Likewise, the grand songs were not even written down. The following melody actually comes from something in nature that everyone can recognize. The song of the cicada is very popular in Dong communities. The melody we've just heard was refined artistically. It's said that the original song should be sung by a large group of people in order to bring out its unique charm. Later, we learned that the song actually has something to do with the very start of the Dong people's singing tradition.
侗族大歌产生一个很美妙的故事。他说，有一群姑娘在坡上劳动，这姑娘们就模仿蝉虫的声音。那么大自然的蝉叫，你们到了农村的人可能都知道，那是非常漂亮的。而且那个蝉它不是一只蝉叫，它有时候多只蝉叫，它蝉和蝉之间的声音还高低不一样，它就自然的是一种自然的合唱了。
So the grand songs started as mimicry of chirping cicadas in the summer, while the multi-part tradition derived from the varied sounds produced when cicadas chirp. Therefore, hundreds of thousands of singers are needed to recreate the grand picture of countless cicadas chirping together. On our search for the most authentic grand songs, we learned more about their legends and reputation, which made us increasingly eager to listen to the heavenly melodies with our own ears. But the journey ahead was not as easy as we thought. We drove into the mountainous areas shortly after we left Guiyang. The winding and bumpy roads slowed us down. It was already nighttime when we reached Rongjiang County, our first destination in southeast Guizhou. The county government recommended us to a local Dong choir, but to our disappointment, there were only a few singers. The song was indeed beautiful, but was it what we were looking for? And why did it have instrumental accompaniment? Well, to our knowledge, it should not.
榕江县的三宝琵琶歌是侗族琵琶歌中间很独特的一种，它以悠长的旋律取胜。它还有一个特点就是以牛腿琴和琵琶歌同时来，它这一点是跟其他地区的琵琶歌不太一样。侗族琵琶歌就在侗族地区流行面也很广。 种类也很多，笼统讲有大琵琶歌、中琵琶歌、小琵琶歌，榕江呢属于中琵琶歌。
Although this is not what we were looking for, it's another type of the Dong folk song, the pipa song, which is sung to the accompaniment of the Dong pipa and the New Tuai chin. Unlike the crooked-necked pipa, introduced to the Central Plains from the western regions in China, the Dong pipa originated in ancient China. The pipa song, which is also performed by a group of singers, is often classified as one type of the grand songs, but it's not the kind we were searching for. Therefore, we continued travelling along the Duliujiang River into the heart of the mountains. Our destination this time is Shaohuang village of Songjiang County. Shaohuang village is reputed to be the homeland of the Dong grand songs, where the singing tradition is best observed. But we were still worried about what lay in store for us ahead, because we were warned by the local government over the phone that the drought in Songjiang had just been relieved by rainfall, and all the villagers were busy rice planting. Therefore, it would be difficult for them to summon the singers for us. In addition, the rainy weather made it impossible for us to film them singing together in the hundreds or thousands outdoors. A few hours later, we arrived at the Shaohuang village, tired and weary, and we saw with our own eyes what we had been told. The villagers' long-expected rain eventually came, so they hurried to plant rice seedlings in the terraced fields on the mountainside, a few kilometers away. All that was left for us were empty streets and the rain. Nearly 1,000 families live in this village. Based on what we had learned on the way up, as soon as we walked into the village, we knew that there are 3 family names most commonly seen here. The drum towers gave us the clue. They're very much like the ancestral temples of the Han people in this respect. Every family name has its own tower. Therefore, the number of drum towers indicates the number of major family names in the village. The grand songs that we had tried so hard to find are closely associated with the drum tower as well, because this is where they sing. Although the stage was standing right in front of us, we were still uncertain when music would breathe life into it. The next morning, the local government told us that progress was being made in organising the choir. But due to the poor weather conditions, we could still not film for the time being. So the county officials introduced us to a few Dong singers so that we could interview them first, as we waited for the sky to clear up. However, this unplanned interview turned out to be a surprise. Pan Lin Yu is a student of the 2nd Middle School of Tongjiang County. In class, she's no different from her fellow classmates. But in fact, Lin Yu, who comes from Shaohuang village, is quite well known locally as a singer. When Lin Yu was still in Shaohuang Village Elementary School back in her hometown, she already stood out in her school's choir. In 2007, the 12-year-old Lin Yu and her friends were asked to join a Dong children's choir. They performed for Premier Wen Jiabao and the Japanese audience when the Chinese leader was on his first official visit to Japan. Later they went to France, where they impressed an international audience with their perfect rendition of the Dong grand songs. Lin Yu sings well, not just because she's gifted with an extraordinary voice. The other reason, however, she's unwilling to talk about. The Dong singing tradition prospers in Shaohuang village. Every Dong native in the village loves singing. Lin Yu's parents, in fact, were both renowned singers in the community. When she was a baby, her parents used to carry her in their arms and sing traditional folk songs to her. But Lin Yu's father died when she was 5. Soon her mother remarried and moved to another place. The young Lin Yu has been living with her grandparents ever since then. She could no longer listen to her parents singing, and her happy childhood ended there as well. All that is left for her are the memories of her parents' songs.
"在我们心情不好的时候，然后就哼几句，然后觉得心情好多了。 反正唱歌能够给自己带来快乐。
Lin Yu's tender heart is mended by singing, and her life has been woven together with music ever since. Granny Pan Sain Hua of Shaohuang village was nominated by the local government as the inheritor of the grand songs at the level of a national intangible cultural heritage. She not only can sing a great many Dong folk songs, but also knows all the stories behind them. Nowadays, every researcher who comes to Shaohuang village to study the Dong folk songs will visit her. She is like a key to the world of the Dong songs. The Dong people often say, food feeds the body, while songs nourish the heart. To the Dong people, singing is as important as their daily meals. That's why those who are good at it are well respected. The Dong people call a girl who can sing well a golden flower to show their respect. When Pan Sain Hua was young, she was admired for her voice as well as her beauty, a golden flower known to everyone in her hometown. Now Pan Sain Hua is an old lady. For her, those prime years exist only in songs. A few years ago, she discovered that Lin Yu not only loves singing, but also has talent. So she began to teach her everything she knows about the Dong songs. Since that day, the two, who had both turned to music for comfort in the past, became friends, despite their age difference. On our third day in Songjian, the local government organised a group of Shaohuang villagers who had just finished their farm work. Eventually, the long-expected performance would begin. When we left the county seat, the weather was fine, but it was pouring by the time we reached the stage. The villagers told us that they knew from their experience that the rain would last the whole day. Again, our filming plan was spoiled. The Shaohuang village choir consists of the best singers in the village. Pan Sain Hua used to be the lead singer when she was young. Now the centre of the choir is a young couple. The husband, Wu Wenguang, is the choir team leader, and his wife, Wu Ka-mei, is the lead singer. The couple has been married for almost 10 years. When asked to recall how they first fell in love, they still talk about it with warmth.
我就是晚上吃晚饭过后，就是到他家去拉着牛腿琴，就是对着歌。这就一般我们
就在鼓楼那里对歌。
一般在鼓楼，我看中他，我就到他家就单独就是对歌了。
The courtship ritual is observed in most Dong communities. It has a romantic name, 新歌作乐, meaning to sing the song under the moon. When the Dong people reach a marriageable age, they will follow the old tradition, which they believe is the bridge to love. Every evening, they will gather in small groups and go to the drum towers, where they sit around the fire pit and sing courtship songs antiphonally. If a young man develops feelings for a girl, he'll play his new twig chin and sing outside her home to win her heart. The girl will sing in reply if she feels the same. Wu Wenguang and Wu Kaimei still remember those days clearly. In recent years, as a result of the rising fame of the grand songs, the Shaohuang village choir has travelled outside of their mountain home and made appearances on the world stage. Wu Wenguang and Wu Kaimei have been to many countries over the years, touring with their choir. For all their eye-opening experiences, they somehow manage to live with peace of mind. When there's a performance, they'll put on their costumes and behave just like any other professional artists. But when they return home, they'll resume their farm work, growing crops with bare feet in the fields. As we were waiting to film, we acutely felt the helplessness of a farmer whose life's work is dependent on the weather. On the fourth day, the forecast said that there would be rain in parts of Zhongjiang. We didn't know whether that would include Shaohuang village. Anyway, we had to proceed with our plan. Early in the morning, the villagers who would participate in the performance began to arrive at the plaza in front of the drum tower. It happened to be the weekend, so Lin Yu also returned from the county seat. With the help of her grandmother, she put on her traditional Dong costume. She would also participate in today's performance. At first, the local officials arranged for only the young people to sing, which made the old ladies in the village, including Pan Sainhua, very angry. But we requested that they also join the choir. Finally, the elderly villagers were also included. The lead singer was, of course, Wu Kaimei, but she was the last to come. By the time everyone else took position, she eventually arrived. Apparently, our experienced singer is familiar with the unwritten code of stage performers. The performance lasted less than 10 minutes, but it took us 7 days to wait for the moment.
它是重低读高，它的声部组合原则是重低，就是低声部是全体合唱队员，重低嘛，众人歌是低，读高，领唱那个声部只有一个人。你可以想象，用国外那个美学观念的身体声音协和的观念看，根本无法解释，他不能理解。那一个人怎么对全体人的那个声音怎么平衡呢？哎，他就平衡了。
This ancestor worship song is said to have been passed down by generations of singers. Its lyrics hint at the origins of the ethnic group and their ancestors' expectations for future generations.
民间有句歌叫“汉人有志传书本”，就汉人都通过书本来传承文化。侗家无志传歌声，侗家没有字啊，他就靠歌声来传承他的传统文化。所以他重低斗高，它有一个文化功能。重低什么意思呢？因为侗族大歌它有一个特点，就是所有的歌词的演唱、歌词的陈述、内容的表达都在低声部。那么大家来唱，就大家来传承这个文化，它有一个文化传承的功能在里头。那个个别的高声部，它是装饰性的、丰富音乐的一种它不是唱歌词的主要声部。所以它重低斗高，它不光是一种形式上的，好像别出心裁去搞一种不同意你们，不是，它是文化传承的需要。
The choir prepared 2 songs for us. The other song is performed by the Dong choir on every tour at home and abroad. The Song of the Cicada. Before we came to Shaohuang village, Zhang Zhongshao had already told us a lot about the grand songs and explained why the Dong people perform them in this way. But we still had many questions that went unanswered. The grand songs have such overwhelming beauty. Is it only because they're the imitation of nature, or because of the harmonious cooperation among the singers? As we watched Lin Yu, Pan Saiyin Hua, Wu Wenguan and Wu Kai Mei singing, we were reminded of their stories. Suddenly we realized that the charisma of the Dong people's grand songs lays in the fact that the voices come from not so much an obscure entity, but many individuals made of flesh and bone. This is the true essence of the beauty of the Dong choir.